I have to say that I admire it. I'm humbled by Trump's trolling prowess. As you know, I'm something of a trolling connoisseur myself. I like to think I'm an expert in the craft, the art of trolling. But Trump is, he's the pioneer in the field. I mean, he's the founding father of political trolling, the godfather, the troll father.
Hello, everybody. How are you today? Today we have Matt Walsh, and he is commenting on the troll father. Yes, Donald Trump, who is probably the greatest political troll of all time, has come out with probably one of the greatest political trolls of all time. And here we have Matt Walsh talking about that today. Let's go have a look. Listen.
Daily Wire reports former President Donald Trump addressed reporters in a garbage truck on Wednesday evening in Wisconsin after landing in the state for a rally. The move by Trump came in response to Biden saying during a campaign call that 74 million Americans who vote for Trump were garbage. And so Trump responded to that by riding in a garbage truck.
If you do like this content, help me get the word out. Please hit that like and the subscribe button. It really does help me. Thank you all very much.
Inspired and hilarious troll. And Trump has had a lot of those in this election cycle. And I have to say that I admire it. I'm humbled by Trump's trolling prowess. As you know, I'm something of a trolling connoisseur myself. I like to think I'm an expert in the craft, the art of trolling. But Trump is, he's the pioneer in the field. I mean, he's the founding father of political trolling, the godfather, the troll father. And it's extraordinary to witness. And he's pulling out some of his best trolls at the age of 78, which is amazing. It's like, I mean, this is to be in his trolling prime at the age of 78. It's like, I would put it on the same level as Tom Brady winning a Super Bowl when he was, whatever, 41. So it's
the fact that he is pulling all of this off at his age is amazing, and it basically almost quashes all the argument about his age from the left, who is desperate to try to find something to take him down, and they can't do that. It was effective with Biden. Biden is crumbling right before the eyes of the entire population, and unfortunately he was doing that in 2019. So
it's that level. So here's Trump giving a press conference from the garbage truck.
Answering some questions from reporters.
Joe Biden to make that statement, it's really a disgrace.
You said the other day that the military could be used, that the military or the National Guard could be used on election day if necessary. Can you explain what you meant by that in detail?
I don't think they'll have to be used. I think we're going to have a big victory. And I think 250 million people in this country are going to be very happy because we're going to bring the country back. We're a nation in decline, very, very serious decline. And we're going to bring our country back.
Did you know that Elon Musk was in close contact with President Bush? Did you know about this? Did you know about Elon Musk calls and close communication?
No, I don't know. Elon is a great guy. He's one of our geniuses, and we have to protect our geniuses. We have to take care of our geniuses. There aren't too many of them.
yeah, no, I mean, he is right as far as Elon Musk is concerned. And, you know, honestly, we do have to take care of all this stuff.
Yes, please. No, I love Puerto Rico, and Puerto Rico loves me. I don't know anything about a comedian. I love Puerto Rico. Nobody's done more for Puerto Rico than me. I took care of them when they had the big hurricanes, and nobody gets along better with Puerto Rico and the Puerto Rican people than me. They love me, and I love them. Go ahead, Mr.
Guys, if you can, look up why they made that joke. All right, it's been in the news, but honestly, look it up. Okay, the Biden-Harris administration has kept Puerto Rico from firing its landfills, and that has led to a buildup of garbage, and they're afraid that all this stuff is going to start getting into the water. I mean, it's terrible.
What do I want? I don't know anything about the comedian. I don't know who he is. I've never seen him. I heard he made a statement, but it was just a statement that he made. He's a comedian. What can I tell you? I know nothing about him. I don't know what
it's a wonderfully absurd sight to behold. Him giving, and it goes on for another 5 minutes. He gives a whole press conference from the garbage truck. And it's great. And as kind of a side note, I also like the way that Trump has handled the fallout from the comedian, Tony Hinchcliffe, with the Puerto Rico joke. And as you could hear there, they were asking about it again. I've heard some people say that Trump has disavowed or denounced Tony Hinchcliffe, but he really didn't. I mean, you heard him there. He said he's never heard of the guy, which I totally believe. I mean, Kill Tony is a wildly popular podcast, but not among 78-year-olds. And then he said, hey, he's a comedian. What can I tell you? He's a comedian. Like, what are you going to do? Which I think is exactly the right response. He's not defending it. He's not going to throw himself on the grenade here and spend his final week on the campaign trail defending a joke that somebody else made. I mean, that's not a good use of his time. But he's also not saying, that it's denouncing it or anything like that. He's just saying, hey, he's a comedian. What can you do? I didn't say it, he did. He's a comedian. Talk to him. I think that's the right way to approach it. And speaking of which, Trump is actually a pretty talented comedian himself. He went to his rally last night still wearing the orange safety vest. And we'll play a little bit of this of him telling the story of how the whole garbage truck stunt came to be. Listen.
If you haven't heard this, this is absolutely hilarious. I mean, it really is. And it humanizes Trump in a way that the Kamala Harris campaign has not been able to humanize her. I mean, if that's possible.
I'm in this beautiful plane. I'm enjoying myself. I have a wonderful suit on. And one of my people came in and said, sir, the word garbage is the hottest thing right now out there. The hottest thing out there. Sir, would you like to drive a garbage truck? Now, we're about, 30 minutes from landing. We had to do this pretty quick. I said, it's sort of cool, though, isn't it? Because, And I said, I think that's okay, but, I don't feel comfortable wearing a suit. And they pulled up this garbage truck. I don't know how the hell they did it so fast. I have very capable people. They put a big sign on the truck. Did you see it? I think they showed it. Yeah. And then they said, sir, we have a vest. I said, well, should I leave my suit on and put it over the vest? But that doesn't look very good, right? That doesn't look good. So I said, all right, look, let me take it off. And then I actually said, I climbed into the truck, but so I said, how the hell do you get into this truck? It's way up high. It's a big one. This was a beauty. I said, you didn't have to buy it that big, right? You have to get it that big? They brought this brand new, gorgeous truck, wonderful driver. He looked like Cary Grant in his prime. You know who that is? This beautiful driver. And he drove that big thing up. And I said, man, this is bad, because now I have all the cameras are all watching. Look at all the fake news. They were, most of them. No, most of them. Many of them were there, and I'm saying, oh, boy. One little mistake with these guys and your political career is over. You can't even. So I said, man, if I don't get up there, this is going to be very embarrassing. These stupid people, they'll say, he's cognitively and physically impaired. And I can't do that when I'm alongside of this great athlete. I got to get up to that. So look, the first stair is like up here. I'm saying, so I had the adrenaline going and I made it.
So then he goes on and he starts talking also about his decision to wear the vest while he's speaking there. And he said he was convinced to wear the orange vest because they told him it made him look thinner. So he's really like a stand-up comic. He's actually better than most stand-up comics because he can riff off the cuff and be funny with great comedic timing in a way that even a lot of stand-up comedians can't, and certainly like no politician can. He's the only one who can do this. I mean, literally the only one. Like, there's no other political figure in the world, maybe, who would be able to do even just that, like 5 minutes of telling a story off the cuff, making it.
What do you think, guys? Do you think anybody else would be able to do that? How many people do you think would be able to sit up there for that long and just riff off the cuff and be entertaining? Okay, I mean, Kamala Harris can't go 20 minutes without becoming a blithering idiot. So, I mean, like I said, send it in the comments. Let me know what you think, guys.
Funny. But the aspect of Trump that's most underrated, I think, is his self-deprecation. He's actually very self-deprecating. I mean, in that little monologue / comedy set, he basically calls himself old and fat at 2 different points, and it's hilarious. Like, it's endearing to people. Of course it is. When you're self-deprecating, when you can laugh at yourself, when he's doing things that are like, it's absurd. Obviously, it's a garbage truck with Trump's name on it, and he's wearing a vest, and it's absurd. He's aware of it. He's self-aware about it. Just like going to McDonald's. It's funny. It's absurd in a funny way, and he's aware of that fact, and that's the point. That's what makes it funny. And it's the kind of thing that Kamala Harris is just totally incapable of. I mean, obviously, Kamala doesn't have the wit to be funny and speak off the cuff the way that Trump can, but she also doesn't have the capacity to be self-deprecating. When have you ever?
Self-deprecation for her is that laugh. I'm fairly certain that laugh has been cultivated to be self-deprecating or to have that kind of air about it, and it just comes off as psychopathic. I'm sorry.
Ever heard Kamala Harris make a joke at her own expense? To make a joke at all. When's the last time you heard her make anything that would qualify as any sort of joke? I don't think we've ever heard that, but certainly not one at her own expense. She just doesn't have that capacity, and Trump does. So, just a big win.
And there you go, folks. That's it. That's Matt Walsh highlighting the troll master, Donald Trump. And honestly, the last thing that he went into is the self-deprecating humor of Trump. He does make fun of himself. And, you know, I mean, a lot of people like Cenk Uygur and all that always attack him for being so self-centered and so self-aggrandizing, but it doesn't come off in how he talks to people now. He's coming off a lot smoother. He's coming off a lot more comfortable. And with that trolling that he does comes off absolutely much, much more effectively. And it's just great. I mean, honestly, it's one of the greatest things to see. And honestly, like I said, Donald Trump, as Matt Walsh said, is the troll master. So thank you all very much for joining me today, guys. Again, hit that like button. Please subscribe. It helps me to bring all this information to you. Give me some comments. We got close. Oh, actually, we didn't get close. You know what? We're getting there to 100, and actually, I am shooting for 1,000 at the end of November. So let's do it, guys. Please hit that subscribe button, and let's take care of it. Let's get this information out. Thank you all very much. Later.